Today we are going to discuss another important topic in the 100 concept session, that is today pineal gland. Pineal gland is what? Okay, it is the chapter from the chemical control and coordination chapter. This all over the endocrine glands are most important for exam point of view. There are 1 or 2 questions coming from this like in the chemical control and coordination all over this hormones and glands. Okay guys, we are going to discuss. Yesterday we did discuss the pituitary gland. You have to, if you miss the class, you have to come across that video, and today it is the session for the pineal gland, another important gland. Okay, yeah, we are going to discuss about it. Yeah, so guys, just look into here. What is pineal gland? Where it is located? What are the hormones it can be released? These are the questions. These are the questions about pineal gland. Okay, yeah. First, what is the pineal gland? Where it is located? It is the gland of endocrine gland. It can be release hormones. Okay, where it is located? So we are going to discuss where it is located. Location of the pineal gland. Okay, yeah. So if you look into this, these are the chemical gland. They can release chemicals called hormones. So where it is located mean it is relevant to the neural control and coordination. Every hormone, yeah, they are controlled by nervous system. Here these glands are completely located in the forebrain. Okay, yeah, brain, which is forebrain. Forebrain contain 2 parts, cerebrum and diencephalon. Cerebrum and diencephalon. Cerebrum has 2 cerebral hemispheres. Cerebral hemisphere. Cerebrum is 2 cerebral hemispheres, guys. These 2 cerebral hemispheres are located in first and second ventricle. First and second ventricles. First and second ventricles in the brain. Okay, yeah, and diencephalon located at third ventricle. Third ventricle. Diencephalon, the parts of the diencephalon are 3 parts in the diencephalon. First one is epithalamus, thalamus, hypothalamus. Diencephalon, it is a part of forebrain. Forebrain has 2 parts, 1 and 2, that is cerebral hemisphere and diencephalon. This cerebrum is two hemispheres, that is cerebral hemispheres, one and two ventricles are located in the two cerebral hemispheres. And if come to the next part of the forebrain, diencephalon located in the third ventricle, the diencephalon parts are epithalamus, thalamus and hypothalamus. Epithalamus, thalamus and hypothalamus. Okay. So, epithalamus, there is another name called pineal gland. Epithalamus, there is another name, pineal gland. Epithalamus, there is another name called pineal gland. Okay. Yeah, I am going to draw it here. Okay. If it is cerebral hemisphere, there is two lobes, right? Two cerebral hemisphere lobes. This is one lobe and this is second lobe. Cerebral hemisphere, one lobe and two lobes are there. These lobes are connected with, there is a first and second ventricle, and if come to the diencephalon, which is third ventricle, this is third ventricle. Third ventricle, and first and second ventricles are like this. First ventricle, and if come to the second ventricle is like this, second ventricle, same like first and second ventricle, and this is the third ventricle. Third ventricle, above the third ventricle, this is the gland called pineal gland. Pineal gland. This is the gland called pineal gland. We can call it as epithalamus also. We can call it as epithalamus. We can call it as epithalamus. Okay, we can call it as epithalamus, guys. Yeah. So here, this is the mid place as this. Okay, this mid place of the third ventricle we can call thalamus. 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 The below part, which is hypothalamus. below part of the third ventricle is hypothalamus. Hypothalamus. Epithalamus, thalamus, hypothalamus, these three we can call diencephalon. Diencephalon. Okay, I hope you guys understand this. Where the location of the pineal gland is above the third ventricle is location above the third ventricle. Third ventricle of forebrain, above the third ventricle of forebrain is diencephalon. Okay, yeah, next. Yeah, just look into here, guys. This is the human brain. Yeah, this is the human brain. This is spinal cord. Okay, this is cerebellum. This is midbrain. This is diencephalon, third ventricle. This is third ventricle. Above the third ventricle, pineal gland is there here. Above the third ventricle, pineal gland is there. Okay, yeah. This is thalamus, third ventricle thalamus. Epithalamus, like pineal gland, we can call it as epithalamus. This is hypothalamus. This is hypothalamus. Okay, yeah. I hope you guys understand this. Above the third ventricle, we can call it as pineal gland. Yeah. Okay. Location of the pineal gland. It is like in the third ventricle, small P-shaped endocrine gland called pineal gland. Okay. Small P-shaped endocrine gland is called pineal gland, located at deep brain between the two cerebral hemispheres, attached to the roof of third ventricle, called pineal gland. I did explain right here. Yeah, located at third ventricle, pineal gland located at third ventricle. This is the pink color is the third ventricle. Above the third ventricle, roof of third ventricle called pineal gland. In the forebrain, pineal gland located above the third ventricle. Okay. Yeah, above roof of the third ventricle. Yeah, ventricles are 4 in the human brain. Ventricles are four in the human brain. First 1 and 2 ventricles are located in the first cerebral hemisphere, left cerebral hemisphere and right cerebral hemisphere in the forebrain. In the diencephalon part, in the forebrain diencephalon part, there is a third ventricle. In the third ventricle, roof of the third ventricle is the pineal gland, middle of the third ventricle is the thalamus, and below the third ventricle is hypothalamus. Okay, epithalamus. Pineal gland, there is, we can call it as another name is epithalamus. Okay, yeah. So it is composed mainly of pinealocytes. There is a secretes. Okay, they can secretes, that is hormone. Okay, the glial cells to support that hormone called melatonin. Melatonin they can secretes. Pineal gland secretes the hormone called melatonin. Pineal gland secretes the hormone called melatonin. This is important. Okay, this is important. Yeah. Okay. Next, melatonin functions, guys. It is important. Yeah, melatonin functions. Okay, pineal gland produce hormone called melatonin. What are the functions? Regulate circadian rhythm, biological clock, sleep wake cycle. We can call it is sleep hormone. We can call it as sleep hormone, sleep wake hormone. Sleep wake cycle mean circadian rhythm. Okay, I will explain it. Circadian rhythm. It is influences diurnal mean day and night rhythm. Day and night rhythm. It regulates circadian rhythm mean there is a biological clock. Okay, biological clock, sleep hormone which is involved in the biological clock. Okay, pineal gland which is produces hormone called melatonin. Melatonin involved in the circadian rhythm. Circadian rhythm means they can involve in the biological clock which is we can call sleep wake hormone. Guys, biological clocks mean there is a every day it is a daytime is there, night time is there, right? If come to the night, dark time, you are going to feeling sleep, right? You are going to feeling sleep during the night. Mean your body is habituated towards the night itself to sleep, right? So in that way the hormone can regulate either it is day or night. That in that way the hormone can activate your body functions. Activate your body function according to the daytime or night time. Okay, some species they can like active in the night mode. Some species are active in the daytime. Okay, in the seashore there are certain species during night time they are highly reproductive. So this is all over comes under a hormone called melatonin. That is the melatonin hormone. They can regulate the rhythm called circadian rhythm, mean daytime and night time. Especially melatonin produced during the night. Especially melatonin produced during the night. Most of the people feeling there is no sleep these days. These days there is no sleep at all during the night because of they are under the light, either phone or any tube like light. Okay, if you use phone during night in the dark time, you may not get sleep because of pineal gland. They do not produce melatonin in the light time. Okay, melatonin they do not produce in the light. Okay, they can produce in the dark time, dark zone only they can produce. I hope you guys understand this. Okay, yeah, we can call day night rhythm. Day night rhythm. Okay, the effects is body temperature, sleep and metabolism. Okay, effects of the pineal gland, body temperature and sleep and metabolism. Okay, affect body temperature, sleep and metabolism. It inhibit release of gonadotropin. Inhibit release of the gonadotropin mean releasing hormones, thus they may influence puberty onset. Guys, pineal gland they can affect in the gonadotropin releasing hormone also. Gonadotropin releasing hormone also pineal gland they can affect. Okay, this is also keyword, guys. It act as biological transducer. Biological transducer mean it converts the neural signals from the SEN suprachiasmatic nucleus mean there is a hypothalamus they can regulate the body temperature and all. Hypothalamus itself they can release hormones called gonadotropin releasing hormones. The fifth point. Okay, again I am going to tell you, first point is regulate circadian rhythms, about biological clock, sleep wake cycle. About biological clock, sleep wake cycle, that is circadian rhythm. And second point, they can influence diurnal. Di mean two, 2 mean day and night rhythm. Okay, influences diurnal. Third point, they can regulate body temperature, sleeping and metabolism. All metabolic activities. If you don't sleep during night, if you don't sleep during night, entire night, if you eat night, you cannot, your food cannot be digested, mean metabolic activity going to be down. Okay, yeah. And it is inhibit the release of gonadotropin releasing hormones, GnRH, gonadotropin releasing hormone. That is why it is the puberty onset. It is act as biological transducer. Biological transducer mean there are many hormones releasing from the hypothalamus. Hypothalamus can be released all kind of inhibitory hormones and releasing hormones. Okay, that can be regulated. Fifth point. Okay, I hope you guys understand this. Yeah, next slide. Secretion pattern. What they can secrete? Just look into here. I am going to explain it. Yeah. Secretion. More melatonin at night. Pineal gland, they can secrete melatonin. They can secrete melatonin more at night. Okay, they can secrete more melatonin at night. Okay, less during the day. They can release very less in the daytime. Okay, if you use mobile, there is a deficiency of like melatonin in your body. Okay, yes, and it is controlled by light exposure to the eyes via retina, hypothalamus and pineal pathway. Yeah, if it is light, okay guys, this is the way, light. Okay, if it is light, enter into the eye retina to signal pass hypothalamus, that is the pathway where the pineal gland can affect. Pineal gland can affect. Yeah. Important points for NEET. It is contain melatonin controls sleep cycle, hence it is called hormone of darkness. This is NEET point. It is hormone of darkness. It has antioxidant, okay, properties, antioxidant properties. In some animals, it regulates seasonal reproduction. Seasonal reproduction, it can be regulated. There certain species are there, seashore, like any tidal wave is there, right, in the seashore, right. In that way, during moon time, full moon time and half moon time, they can regulate the reproduction also. Okay, pineal gland. Yeah, once again guys, pineal gland, once again, pineal gland location is, it is endocrine gland. Keywords, it is P-shaped endocrine gland, this is keyword, and located in the third ventricle, located at the third ventricle of the brain, this is the third ventricle guys, third ventricle, above the third ventricle, pineal gland located. It is pinealocytes, they can produce melatonin, the hormone called melatonin. These are the keywords guys. The hormone is melatonin. Okay, yes. This is the brain where the located third ventricle, this picture, and above the third ventricle, pineal gland. Okay, yeah, it is about diencephalon part. Forebrain, two parts, forebrain, cerebrum is there, diencephalon is there. Cerebrum has two cerebral hemisphere, first and two ventricles are there in the two cerebral hemispheres, and forebrain another part is diencephalon. Diencephalon has included three parts, epithalamus, thalamus, hypothalamus. Hypothalamus we can call it as pineal gland. This is the diencephalon part. This is the diencephalon part. This is the third ventricle. Above the third ventricle, pineal gland, thalamus, hypothalamus. Below the hypothalamus, there is a pituitary. This is the diencephalon part. Yes, and the functions, it can be regulate circadian rhythm, that is sleep-wake cycle, and it can be influence diurnal, okay, day and night. It can be affect the body temperature, sleep-wake and metabolism. It can be inhibit and release of gonadotropin hormones. Yeah, and secretion pattern, more melatonin at night, more melatonin they can release at night, less they can release very less during the daytime, that is light exposure. If the light exposure you can apply into the light into your eyes, that can be reach your hypothalamus, that is impact in the pineal pathway. Okay, yeah, melatonin controls sleep cycle, we can call it as hormone of darkness. Okay, it can, some species it can be affected the reproductive system of some species also. Okay, I hope you guys understand this. I hope you guys understand this pineal gland. Okay guys, this is the 100 days, 100 topic session. You have to follow the NEET World for each topic guys. I hope you guys understand. Thank you.